Ford Mustang GT.
With launch control. Oh yeah, like butter.
Horsepower and torque.
486 horsepower, 418 pound-feet of torque from a 5-liter V8. And we get those 6 extra horsepowers thanks to this valved exhaust, which honestly makes a really big difference. When you dial this thing all the way down to quiet, there's like nothing.
Yeah, it's a lot quieter, a lot more livable.
Very subtle, but I've been driving in race mode and it's pretty loud.
Okay, so we got a yellow one, and we
Yeah.
got it in a base V8 spec, I guess, because we have cloth seats. We don't have the drift stick,
We don't have Magna Ride.
but it's all right.
Yeah, I love experiencing what a base model or a base GT is like, because we've already driven the Dark Horse, we've already driven an optioned out GT or GT Premium, so it's nice to experience what the entry-level GT is, because I know the EcoBoost is below this.
Does the top trim one have the screens touching, or were they always separate?
I think the top trim has them touching.
Yeah.
They're like one piece.
I don't mind this. This looks nice in here,
No
too.
difference, man. Like, if that's what it takes to get the top trim, like, no.
Yeah, all
Come
good,
on.
all good. All right, we're coming up to a retaining wall, so let's listen to it from...
The inside with the windows down. One more. It's got this nice like thump to it, this Coyote 5-liter V8.
Let's listen to it from the outside. Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah,
and
and-
it looks good. And it looks good from the front with this car face shirt I designed of it.
Oh, look at that. Mine's a Corvette though. Yuri's actually wearing the shirt of the car that we're driving. So if you want your own, click the link below the video.
I make 5 new shirts every Sunday, so leave comments on Instagram for what I should make next.
Yes, thank you for supporting us with these shirts, because you guys have been actually buying a lot of these, and these are selling like hotcakes, surprisingly.
Excited to see more people doing the sideways pose, lay down shirts.
Yeah. Tag us when you guys get your shirts, and we'll post them on Instagram.
Do you like this color?
I don't actually. I don't love this yellow on this Mustang.
What do you mean?
I just don't. It doesn't fit it for me.
Is
I
that
don't know why.
Is that because your yellow car has way too much horsepower, so like you can't comprehend a yellow car with less horsepower?
No, there's just something about this yellow on this car, because I like the yellow on the previous generation GT350, but I don't love it on this one for some reason.
I love seeing these in public in the wild in yellow.
Yeah, I
think
that.
it's kind of cool from behind how it's not black between the taillights.
Oh yeah.
I like seeing that. And I do like the front end. It's really growing on me. I think I like the front end looks of this more than the Dark Horse.
And I definitely don't. I really like how the Dark Horse looks, but this is still like, okay, it's not bad or anything
Like
like that.
the
After
Dark
seeing
Horse-
the Dark Horse with the lip kit,
It looks like meaner, but this looks like elegant, nice and simple.
yeah, I mean, it's a good looking car. I'm over it.
It's got those 2 big nostrils
Yeah.
for air intake, so you can see them when you pop the hood.
Yeah, and then we got twin throttle bodies,
Yeah.
twin intakes.
Does it have a dipstick? Does it pass the dipstick test?
It actually does have a dipstick. Shout out Ford.
Shout out America.
Yeah, it's very easy to check your oil levels on this.
And what would be the TotalEnergies recommended oil for a Mustang GT?
That would be the Quartz 5W30, which is conveniently the exact same oil that I'm running in my own Mustang Cobra.
Always follow your manufacturer recommended guidelines.
And I did make a lot of horsepower on the dyno with that oil before I did the mods and after as well.
Yeah. Still got that Mustang?
Yeah.
You haven't
Cobra.
sold- you haven't
I don't
sold it
actually.
yet?
I don't call it a Mustang here.
You call it a Cobra? How
Yeah.
about these gauges in here? Is that a Mustang or Cobra?
These are Cobra gauges.
That's the most recent over-the-air update that everyone got while they were sleeping, and then to wake up to a
Yes.
tweet.
So you can change your gauge cluster themes, and now that I've got my Cobra, I'm actually using the 99 to 01, even though I have an 03 Cobra.
Yeah.
But they are still white face gauges, which is pretty cool. You can also go to Fox body gauges and classic gauges as well.
The only thing I don't like is that they don't have an option to show you a digital speedo in the middle. And
I
you're
mean,
like,
on old cages, I get that.
Okay, but you have trip and
I
stuff
know,
in the middle.
I know.
So like,
Yes, they could have done so. I get it.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
Ford.
Oh, and we can customize a lot of this stuff because we do have a little horse or pony button down here to get into our My Mustang gauges.
Horsey button.
And then we do have the start button, which I have programmed to auto rev match on or off. So now it's off. And now Yuri, I've been using this auto rev match button for a ridiculous purpose lately. Watch this.
Oh, you're using it as a rev? Instead of rev? Do manufacturers let you do that more than once?
Yeah, I mean...
That is funny.
Yeah, I've been using
Be like, officer. Officer tells you were revving. No, I wasn't revving. I was just putting it into gear multiple times.
I was just rev matching the car.
It doesn't say track use only for auto rev match.
No, that says it because of the exhaust. But yeah, so that's one funny thing that I've been doing with this car with the auto.
I didn't think of that. You're gonna break this thing,
No,
man.
I'm not. This is auto rev matching. I think I'm doing it because it's a V8.
Yeah.
Like in the Civic, I'm not going to be doing that with the Type R or whatever.
Well, now I kind of want to try the Type
Yeah,
R.
me too.
I feel like in those cars, they let you do it once,
I
then
think
they're like,
you're
nah,
right.
man.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think an engineer screwed up. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh no. Next over-the-air update, I'm gonna have to get rid of that.
All right, but let's talk power because we got a lot of it. It's nice. It's very linear. Like this is a very good amount of power for this car, and I don't feel like I'm missing out on the Dark Horse power with a little bit of extra horsepower. It feels honestly the same.
It feels like you're missing out on the Dark Horse handling and transmission feel.
Yes, exactly. So we do have this, the same transmission that we've had before. It's not a Tremec unit in this car.
But it feels all right.
It feels okay.
It matches the cloth seats.
Yeah.
And the non-adaptive dampers.
And so I know there was some problems with this transmission on the previous generation of cars. I've read all the forums and people complaining and stuff, but like honestly, when you get this as a new car with 8,000 kilometers on it, I haven't had any grinds. I haven't not been able to get into the gear that I want to, and it's been fine.
It feels tight enough.
Yeah. So let's talk suspension because we don't have adaptive suspension on this one.
Driving the rocks for me.
I'm not going to do that. It is kind of bouncy on this one, which I was like, okay, interesting. It is really soft, so I feel like this would be a really good highway cruiser. It's not the best for handling, but it's also a really good starting point to start to modify this thing.
Yeah, but not everybody needs a handling Mustang. They just want like the look of it, but they're not going to get a 4-cylinder.
No. Why would you do that when the 5-liter V8 exists?
Exactly.
Coyote, you got to support that.
Coyote.
But yeah, suspension, I don't think this particular one is meant for handling, and I think that's okay, but it's nice to experience what it's like in the base. Because again, this would be like a really nice highway cruiser, and I do want to debate with you, because one of my buddies is considering buying a GT right now, or a Dark Horse, and we both know how good that Dark Horse is, but the question is it worth nearly double this one? So Yuri, I want you into the driver's seat to help me debate this, and see which one my buddy should get.
Dark Horse.
We'll see.
All right, non-launch control launch. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so V8 power, love it.
Yeah, I know, it's nice, it's nice.
And it hooked up really, really well there too.
Well, what tires are we on?
The Continental Pro Contact RX, which this car comes on from the factory.
I mean, not the most performance-oriented tire, but
they're
it's
an
a
all-season
nice,
tire, and they actually hook
comfy
up.
Tire, yeah.
So if you did want even more grip with a lower tread wear rating, you can get the Extreme Contact Sport 02.
You know what I don't like? The rims.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of okay with
man.
them, but the black.
Yeah.
I like the design.
It matches because it goes well with like all the darkness of the grille and stuff, as you can see on this shirt.
Yes, it does.
But I would prefer, I don't know, what would I prefer? Chrome?
No,
Satin? Brush? Something?
I think these ones in silver on this car would have also looked really good because I don't mind this 5-spoke design, but yeah, black, yeah.
How do you like this little hood vent?
It's actually real, so I really like it.
What is it, just a heat extractor or whatever?
Yeah, heat extractor. I did double check, so I checked it from the inside and outside.
And I do like these headlights.
Yeah.
Designs nice, as you can tell.
Oh, beautiful.
Drew them perfectly.
That was great.
I think it all looks good. I'm looking here and I see Camaro from the back again.
Yeah.
Still,
yeah.
but I feel like I see less of it, maybe because Camaros are extinct. So
Yeah, you see less of the Camaros on the road.
Mustang gets to take that from them.
Yes.
That's the rules.
Hey, there's no Challengers, there's no Chargers as of yet, and there's no Camaros. So this is your only option for a 5-liter or for a V8 rear-wheel drive manual from America. Oh wait, Cadillac.
Cadillac,
Yes.
but they're not 2 doors.
No, exactly.
Dang.
Yeah, man.
Okay, you got a child seat behind you.
I do.
The only thing I don't like about the idea of putting a child in the back of a coupe is if there was an accident, like to fish them out or whatever in an emergency situation, I feel like it would be trickier
Probably.
than like a sedan.
Yeah.
So if I was going to use it as a family car, even with a kid, I think I would go Cadillac.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
You know what
That's
I
a lot
mean?
more money. I guess you
Yeah.
could get a 6.5 or 4V Blackwing.
Because it's like, this is not even Blackwing competitive,
No, it's
right?
not.
So like, if you're getting this and you can get like a Blackwing non-V,
Yeah.
you know, maybe that's a good thing too. But it's cool to see that that child seat fits behind you.
Yeah, and I take my son in my Cobra, and my son loves it in that car too. He loves the supercharger wine. No supercharger wine in this one, but he still did like the V8 exhaust in this one.
Yeah, I'm not putting my kid in my Miata.
Well, you have to put him in the front, so. And what about this fake carbon fiber in here, Yuri?
You know, that matches the whole spec of this. Like, I feel like this is a hand-me-down car from your uncle's spec.
No.
Yeah, in like 30 years, someone's gonna get, in 20
Yeah.
years, someone's gonna get this exact spec.
Yeah.
Be like, I loved it. It's got that carbon fiber. It's like, uncle, you know that's fake. It's like, what?
Although I do like that these are leather, which has been really nice on
Yeah,
my
nice
elbows.
and soft.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, this is a pretty good spec.
I like the feel of the wheel in my hand. I like all like the buttons here, nice and easy to use. We got like
Tons of drive modes.
Lane cruise assist.
Well, it's only lane departure.
Lane departure. Sorry, that's what I meant. Not
Yes.
lane cruise.
But
Lane
we-
cruise isn't even a thing.
No, that's not. That's just words. We do have a bunch of drive modes on there if you hit your mode dials, and then I've also customized my custom mode to have the Cobra gauges with the loud exhaust.
Yeah, it's nice. I
Yeah.
mean, I'd be happy just starting this up in normal every day.
It is quite loud on
And-
startup,
and then-
cold starts.
But you can also put it in quiet mode, right?
Yeah, you can.
So that's good. Do you like park it so that your exhaust is sticking away from your house so it doesn't wake up your kid? Or do you have it exhaust sticking towards your house so you don't wake up the neighbors?
I do neither. Nothing wakes up my kid. It's on the other side of my house. And what about this steering, Yuri?
I'm going straight.
Yeah. It's really boosted, but like
It's
not
light.
much feel to it.
It is a good uncle spec.
Yeah. I don't like how over boosted it is.
Yeah, I mean, didn't the Dark Horse fix all that?
I feel like it felt better than this, but that's also in combination with the big fat tires and all that stuff. Okay, so let's get to that Dark Horse versus this. Is the Dark Horse twice as good, nearly twice as good as this?
Well-
Because this is like around 50 grand.
Okay.
And the Dark Horse was around 90 grand.
Yeah,
That's a lot more
it
money.
is.
I don't think it
What's
is.
What's the guy using it for?
Just fun weekend car.
He doesn't need it then.
That's
But
what I'm
like,
saying.
But this is not nearly as cool.
It's not. And
that-
it will also retain less value than the
If
Dark
it
Horse.
was going to be a fun weekend car, you might as well get it in convertible too.
Well,
That's what. Yeah.
no, because these ones look better in non-convertibles.
Yeah, but if it's a fun weekend car,
No, you can't get a Dark Horse in convertible.
yeah, you should get this in a convertible for a fun weekend car.
You can't get these in convertibles.
I personally would get Dark Horse because it would retain more value over time. It is cooler, looks cooler, more aggressive, but I can see why if you just need a comfortable cruiser and you love the looks of this, because this looks more like simple, doesn't have as many crazy things on it, like,
Yeah.
you know.
So I've tried to convince him to either get the Dark Horse if he's going to leave it stock, which I think he will, or get a GT, and I'm sending him links to Whipple superchargers and things like that if you're going to modify it. Or I've been trying to get him to get a previous gen Mach 1 because I think you could save a bunch more money, get all the cool Dark Horse stuff for less.
Has he got to drive his like wife around in it and stuff?
Probably here and there, not too much, but he wants to
Okay.
put his kids in it.
If it's here and there and not too much, then yeah.
But he's not going to track it either. So it's like, you don't need the track benefits of the Dark
But the
Horse.
Tremec is so good.
Exactly. The Tremec is
Okay.
like really good. See how like interesting this debate is?
Previous gen Mach 1.
That's what I'm trying to tell him
Let
too.
us know in the comments
But
below.
he likes the look of the new one.
Okay, let's check the prices on tsp.truecar. Can we find one of the old Mach 1s cheaper than a new GT?
Ooh, I don't know if we can.
Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, let us know what you think my buddy should buy. I'm going to say either a Dark Horse or a previous gen Mach 1 or a GT if you're just going to modify the crap out of it, because this is a really good starting point.
GT and keep it stock, because modifying cars is for children.
No, modifying cars is the best thing you could ever do.
Tell it to my Fiat.
Tell it to me and my Cobra, which I love modified.
Alright, so before we get to the price, we forgot two important tests. The cup holders, they look pretty deep.
It's pretty tight.
Small?
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
Okay, and the visors. I feel like
Pass.
Ford is good to us.
Yeah.
Ford knows. 3, 2, 1.
Yes. Good job, Ford.
Okay, so you said it's around 50 grand. What is it?
It is starting at $48,500.
Canadian.
And this one is $54,495.
All right, so like
Right around 50 grand.
Dark Horse is like 80, 90.
The one we drove was like 90 something. It's a lot of more money. You can get the non-premium Dark Horse for like 80, but it's still like a lot of money.
Does this guy swap cars often?
He likes to get new cars, and he does kind of swap cars fairly often.
Get a GT and just sell it within a year and a half.
Yeah, but then he's going to lose a little bit more, because if you have a Dark Horse, yes, you pay more up front, but you retain that value. So technically, you're spending less.
But you have to pay more taxes.
Yes, I know. It's interesting.
Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Check out the shirts.
Get your own Corvette, Mustang, whatever you got.